Oh, my girl. So, the trust we have been building together has really been blowing my mind. Today, we started the morning. The vet's coming tomorrow with the farrier. So, my goal is to get Siri and my gelding deets as prepared as possible, as gently as possible. So, today, when we went into the 16 by 16 pen, Siri's daughter Bella was in there and she just wanted to stay and hang out. So I thought, you know what? All right, why not? Just be careful. Like, don't push your mother into me or don't push me into your mother. And, just much as you can, play a supportive role. And really, Bella is, man, she's growing like a weed and she's just such an amazing soul. I call her my healer girl because she's very fascinated whenever I do any kind of healing work with the other horses. She just always wants to be near and around and be in that energy and watch and observe. And she's really, really incredible to work with. I'm really starting to realize how grateful I am that this process with haltering Siri and Dietz, that it doesn't have an agenda to it. I don't have an agenda to ride them. I don't know if I will ever ride them. That is not my goal. It is not my priority. They are more my family. They're like sky dogs, The native people called them sky dogs, and they're really incredible. They have obviously very different language than dogs and wolf dogs, which I'm very familiar with. But it's a different type of language, but it's also a very different type of relationship. Like, I have no expectations on them at all. You do not have to meet any of my emotional needs. I am grateful for the fact that during this haltering process to get their feet done, I'm sure learning a lot about myself, and I'm sure seeing a lot of things reflected back to me that are fascinating for me to be able to look at, for me to be able to take care of, for me to be able to witness and heal in myself. I don't have any expectations on them at all that they need to do anything other than just be themselves, And even during the training process, when I can feel myself sometimes being or feeling disappointed, or man, like, aren't we at this place yet? And I back myself up because it has nothing to do with them. Those are my own projections. And, from those projections come oftentimes self-reflection and self-rejection. Like, if I was better at this, then, they would be here. Or just many things come up. And I just kind of have to keep leaning back into, hey, this is just another way of practicing Qigong, being with what is, being aware of what's arising within myself, what emotions are coming up, what feelings, what projections am I making, where did I step out of our sacred space and our circle of Qi? How did I maybe create, even though we're in a 16 by 16 with 4 corners, my goal and my energy is to create a circle. Like, how did I step out of that circle? And where did I just create a corner? in my own thinking, in my own limitations, in my own misunderstanding, or in how quickly I can step out of the present moment, and then how quickly can I step back into our sacred circle. One of the biggest things that I'm realizing through this process about myself is just how much immediate self-judgment I've had, that if something didn't go as expected, immediately I would go to judging myself. And now, as we go through this process, I'm not looking at it as like, what did Siri do? I'm going, okay, where did I go? Right? Where did I step out of integrity in myself? Where did my energy change or shift? That she's been looking for the consistency in me, no matter what happens. Where did I just shift? That now I can see very, very clearly, and instead of going off on a tangent, immediately, how can I shift my own energy right back to, hey, I apologize, I'm here. I'm right here with you. The same way that she is with her daughter. I mean, that was not small of a pen, and with a horse that hasn't fully been haltered and handled. It might not have been the most intelligent thing to do to have her daughter in there also, because her daughter is getting bigger and she's bigger than her mother, and to have the two of them in there in not a huge space, it took a lot of trust. I had to trust myself and trust them to see if I really felt like it was safe for me to be in there with the two of them, and could I, handle this, and could I stay really present with them. And it was such a cool experience because I've been watching Siri raise her daughter for 3 years now. And even in the smaller space that we were in, seeing how Siri would handle herself first and foremost, even with her daughter in there, how she would stay grounded in herself. And Bella was actually really, really good. Bella, like I said before, Bella loves to be a healer and help. And at one point, Siri's lead rope had dropped off of her back. And Bella literally, like a little dolphin, it was the craziest thing that I was watching, because I've swam with dolphins too, quite a bit in my 20s. And to see how Bella, just kind of took her face, picked up the lead rope, and literally brought it to my hand. It just made me smile. I was like, oh, baby dolphin healer, I see you. And, instead of anything that was building into intensity with Siri and I, Bella just kind of easily and gently shifted the energy. And not that there was anything bad happening, but a horse that doesn't want to be haltered sometimes is I don't really want to be bothered. But it was so sweet the way that Bella just gently redirected the energy. It literally felt almost like the yin yang symbol that she was physically expressing with her body. And so it just, brought me back down to present, brought Siri back down to present. And not that there was any huge energy. There were no explosions. There was no biting. There was no kicking. There was just sort of are we done yet? And I'm like, well, I'm going to push it a little bit today, because tomorrow we do have the vet and the farrier coming. And so, the past, 3 or 4 sessions that we've been in doing this work together, that trust is building, that she is not going to hurt me and I'm not going to hurt her. And we're going to find a way to do this together, trusting each other, trusting our energy,